SABC News reporter Nozintombi Miya is also tracking that story live for us. She's in the Johannesburg CBD. A very good afternoon to Nozintombi. A very difficult time for many people living in Johannesburg at the moment. I can see a lot of action behind you. Just tell me what's happening.
Yeah, and Zinga, thank you so much. We've moved from where we were earlier. We were almost at a building, right? A building behind me that's right opposite the building that burned. So we're at the rooftop, so now we're back down to the bottom here. And you will see behind me, I'm going to step out of shot so my camera colleague Zinte can show you what we're seeing now. The police have cordoned off the main entrance to the building itself, and they're trying to make sure that they're maintaining law and order. We do know that about an hour ago a group of firefighters made a sweep throughout the different floors of this building itself, and to just give me the latest information in terms of the stats and the statistics and what has since been identified and what has since come out of that sweep, I have with me Robert Mulawuzi from Emergency Services, who's going to give us an update. Hi, Robert. It's been a very busy couple of days for Emergency Services personnel. Last we left it, 74 fatalities, over 60 people wounded. What are the statistics looking like right now?
Yeah, the number still remains the same. 74 bodies were recovered and 60 people injured. They were received medical attention and they were transported to various healthcare facilities for further medical care. Right now, today, we are back, as it was promised by our chief, that we will be coming back today together with the South African Police K9 unit to try and sweep the whole building. That's it happened already. The K9, they went in already, they're done. So we've got our crews who went in there. So just to sweep from floor 1 to floor number 5, just to make sure that it's clear. After that, we will be handing over to South African Police Service for conduct their further investigations.
Preliminary investigations, obviously, as firefighters, what does it look like caused the spark? Because when we're standing at the rooftop, it looked like the fire originated from this floor, which is, I think, maybe the first floor, not the ground floor, the first floor.
Yeah, so far we cannot really speculate in terms of what might be the cause. I think after investigations from SAPS and also from our fire safety unit, they will be able to give a statement out there to say what might be the cause of the fire and also how do we move forward from now. I think in those briefings from the city manager, he will be able to inform as to what is it that the city is doing going forward from now.
The K9 unit was here earlier. What did the K9 unit identify?
No, we cannot be able to, inform the public about what happened, but I think they will be able to brief the media from their side as to what is it that they've identified, if they did identify anything.
In the same vein, we did see a forensics truck here come as well.
From my side, I'm not even positioned to communicate anything about the police service. I can only talk about what we as emergency services are doing.
So, before I let you go, one of the big things has been a lot of the residents or the tenants that were here have been desperately trying to get back into the building. And I think they don't quite understand the danger that is there with them possibly going into the building. Just explain to our viewers at home why the building has been cordoned off and why you're reluctant to let people go back in.
Yeah, I think firstly, our residents need to understand that this is a crime scene. 74 people lost their lives from this building. It's a crime scene. It's being managed by the police. It's very important for our communities to understand that they cannot go in there because we don't know for now the building has not yet been identified to say the structural integrity of the building. We don't know how is it. So if it collapses, we might have another emergency. So it's very important for our residents. That's why you see it has been cordoned off for a reason, to say people mustn't go inside there. So please, we are telling our communities to stay away from the building so that we don't have a situation where we don't have a situation where
We move. There's a van. There's a fire truck that's right behind us. So we're just going to move for safety reasons. While we just let Robert conclude his thoughts here. Robert, speaking of the fire trucks, one of the big issues and concerns yesterday was that the fire trucks didn't have enough water when they came initially here.
Yeah, I think from our side in Tombi, we need to commend the men in uniform. I think all the emergency services, ourselves as the fire service and also Gauteng medical services, I think we did well. Under the circumstances, I think the firefighters did their work in terms of making sure that they extinguish the fire, they evacuate the people who were inside the building, and also the paramedics, they made sure that they treat the patients who were there and transported effectively to hospital. So I think from our side, we're happy about our response. We always promise to do our best as and when our residents need us, as and when we have emergencies like this one.
Before I let you go, Robert, every single year at change of season, you're always warning people about the items they use to burn inside their houses, whether it's a mbawula, it's a candle, gas, paraffin, and every year we see either shacks going in flames. This has probably been one of the worst fires that we've seen. How are you going to help give people the knowledge that they need or bring more awareness to communities? This could have been avoided. It could have been avoided. Every year you have the same conversation and it just does not seem to be filtering. There's clearly a disconnect. How are you going to improve communication?
Yeah, from our side, we've got a unit which is a specialized unit which deals with public education. We've got men and women who go out to our communities to educate them about life and fire safety educational programs, first aid and all that. So it's important for our residents to understand that as a fire service, we've got centers which are spread in all 7 regions of the city. Here in the inner city, in Soweto, Diepkloof, Ivory Park, and so on. So our residents, we're encouraging them to visit these centers. Let them come, we train them on basic firefighting, first aid, so that they've got at least basic skills. We're not saying that they're firefighters, but they will be able to know as and when there's an emergency. So our residents are able to call us, and we're able to come to wherever they are, be it under a tree, a church, a community center. We have got officials who are within our public education unit, which is PIA, who goes to the community. So our residents, we're encouraging them to call us. They can call us on our central reservation number, which is 011-758-5050 for us to be able to come to where they are. 011-758-5050. That's our central reservation number for public education purposes.
And if the people here, if the tenants here had some basic fire training, maybe the situation would have been different.
Yeah, we from our side, that's what we're doing. That program, we're making sure that we empower our residents. Hence, we're saying that those who are maybe are not aware that we do have some public educational programs, we're inviting them to contact us so that we can be able to conduct those trainings.
Thanks so much, Robert. We're going to leave it there. And while we are seeing Robert off, we're just going to pan to the side just to show you, just to set the scene of what's expected to happen throughout the course of the day. What we will be bringing you in the next few hours or so, there are different members here from interdenominational churches, as well as the ANC Women's League, as well as the Women's Manyano churches, who've come here to show solidarity to the families of the 74 people that have lost their lives. And right now what is happening is a prayer session, and we will be giving you more information, and we'll be giving you live once that program starts to get underway. But as you can see now, the fire trucks are here, police are wrapping up. Robert Mulaudzi from Emergency Services saying something very important, that emergency services are wrapping up their work here before they hand over this scene to the South African police for investigations to begin in earnest. We still don't know what the official cause of the fire was, and that is a critical piece of information that will help solve this puzzle that's led to 74 people having lost their lives, more than 60 people wounded, and hundreds displaced. Nzinga.